Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. Guys, yes, my unveiling, EZONE 98. Interesting color, isn't it? Stay tuned. Hey guys, do you need help organizing your tennis life? Well, think Go! We got the Axiom line here, the 9-pack duffel, my favorite bag, the 9-pack Axiom 2.0. They even make a 12-pack if you're going on tour. And my favorite backpack of all time. I love that bag. So if you want to organize your tennis life, think Go. All right, some of the words that Yonex is using on this racket is energizing, electric, explosive. Well, it is kind of an electric blue. I don't believe I've ever seen an EZONE kind of non-blackish or anything lighter than a navy before. So they're going kind of, yeah, a little lighter here, which is really interesting to me. So they're saying this particular racket gives you a plush feel, has 1% bigger sweet spot. 1%. Interesting, huh? Like, where's that from? It's got better ball pocketing. But when my rep, Josh, brought this to me, and I'm like, look here, man, everybody wants a DR98. How close is this racket to a DR98? Because I believe we are about three generations, 4 generations removed. And where are we heading with this? And his answer was, this is the closest you're going to get to a DR98 right now. So I was like, okay, good. So I got it in hand. It is Polytour Pro that my buddy actually strung. So I wanted to try Yonex with a Yonex this time. I am going to restring this for another review later on, but I wanted to see how it played with it first since it just got strung. I gotta at least give it a shot first with a coach or two. Okay. I did check out the specs of this frame. The weight is the same. The balance is the same. The swing weight is about the same. In the previous version of this racket, the top part of the beam was 23.5 millimeters. This particular model is 23.8 millimeters. You say, well, 0.3, does it make a difference? Well, it made a difference in that V-Core 95. And I'm hoping it makes a difference here. The previous generation isn't bad, but I'm looking for more. The rest of the frame, 23.5 into 19.5, is the same. But as in one of my previous videos about that 95, V-Core 95, like point millimeters of this make a difference in stability, in plow, in feel, in stiffness, right? Let's see if anything is different with this and if it is indeed better. All right, I'll see you on the court. All right, so got the EZONE 98. Coach Rob, I think you're dressed appropriately for the occasion.
Yes, definitely.
What did you think of the racket?
Felt pretty good.
Yeah?
I wasn't thinking it was. I mean, I don't usually like the YoneXs just with the head size, but that one felt felt okay.
Yeah.
Had nice power. Jumped off the racket really good, and swing weight was nice. Yeah.
Wow, for you to say something nice about a non-Wilson product is kind of rare,
Well,
Rob.
Like I said, I like the color, so that was a step up when I picked it up. I'm like, okay. So I'm sure whoever was in marketing and design, they go, hey, for people that like blue, let's give them blue.
Okay.
So it was a good positive start.
Yeah.
But the head size, the head shape is always a little.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of a acquired shape.
Yes.
Yes. But I think people are getting used to like, oh, Yonex, they have that unique shape.
Right.
Whereas before it's like, oh, Yonex is square.
Well, we didn't grow up hitting any Yonex. We just saw it was like, that's weird.
Right.
So it wasn't round and normal. And so as you have put a couple more in my hands, I've hit a few more Yonexes. I'm like, oh, okay, I kind of can see how there's, some nice feel and pop out of them.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's so the thing is, this is getting as close to DR, as I've said, as possible now. This is kind of my third hit with this, and every time I hit with it, I like it more, which is interesting to me. It first felt muted, then it felt less muted. Today was the first hit that felt cleaner to me, and more feedback.
You mean you watched the ball better today?
I think that was probably it.
Or it could be the string bed's loosening up a little bit.
That might be true too.
And you're loosening up the racket.
That might be true too.
If that's what you're feeling.
I was actually seeing the ball very well today, I have to say. Again, this color is actually very unique. It's kind of a purplish blue, would you say? And yeah, it felt great. I think Yonex is on to something where we're getting closer and closer to that DR flex and feel, because I feel like the general public of Yonex and people in general that like the DR want the DR back, and I think this is the one for now. All right, so I'm gonna keep testing it. Coach Gu I got next, and we'll kind of go from there. Coach Rob, thank you so much.
Sure.
See you with Gu. All right, so Coach Gu,
Yes.
you just tried the new EZONE.
Yes, I did.
What did you think of the racket?
This is a really great update to the line, I would say. Color-wise, it is a little bit different. They went different with this route. I'm not going to say if I like it or not, but it's definitely a little different. But no, it played well. I feel like this edition and this update has better feel. Even though they're known to have that nice power, that easy spin, this bigger sweet spot, it held its own. And when I was swinging through it, usually the old version or the current edition was a little wavy. It did feel like it gave out on certain ends of when I was swinging, but this throughout the whole swing, even on some of the not so clean shots, it brought its weight all the way around through the head and still stabilized really well. So I think this is a huge and great update to the EZONE family. If you are a current EZONE user, you would basically love this and actually provide more feel to you guys. But if you're in the market to try out a 98, this would be a good contender for sure. This would be the one you should definitely try out.
Great point, Coach Gu. This is my 4th time out with this, and it feels connected. That's the word I didn't use and I didn't even think of. It comes through together. Yeah. That's correct. The other ones feels like it kind of comes like through the throat and then the top kind of finishes it up. Now it feels like it comes through at one piece. That's what I was struggling to find the word for. Remember when we did the VCore 95, in which we loved that red version?
Yes.
And then they switched it to the version with the slight little blue in there, and we were like, something's missing here, right? Remember I told you they thinned this part out?
Yeah.
And I think that was all they did, and it kind of, I don't want to say messed it up, but it kind of made it a little unstable.
Yeah. It just didn't feel the same fluidity throughout the whole racket.
Right. They thickened this.
Which is, I think it's better because it didn't lack the swing speed that we usually get from the EZONE. It actually promoted that throw, if that makes sense.
Right, exactly.
The plow was still the plow you felt, but it wasn't slowing you down.
Right. And on impact, it felt solid. It didn't feel like it was floppy. Like
it wasn't waving. It just stayed solid throughout the whole racket. That's what I felt like with this. Like even the parts where you don't hit it as perfect, you got away with it because it was just that connection throughout the whole racket.
I'm also looking at this part right here.
It looked like it thinned it.
It thinned, but then it thick. This is the same, but this part, right?
Thickened up a little
That's
bit.
a Regna thing that my man Dan always points out to. Is this part is thicker than this shaft, which firms up the racket a bit. And that's my man Dan talking about that because he likes to analyze this stuff. So, but yeah, great update. If you're an EZONE user and especially if you are a DR user from back in the day,
this is a good like flashback, like reminiscence of it.
Yeah.
So I would definitely forgot about that. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you're a DR user, get this, try this.
You would like it.
Buy this. Love it. For sure. Coach Q, thank you so much.
Of course.
Where can we find you?
Find me at AG.tennis. Also be posting content there as well.
All right. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.